Ready to get us started here, Riley Patterson.
And we are underway from Ford Field.
This taken in at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
And to about the 23.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Hall. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Here's Hall. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Jefferson going to go in motion right. He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Slot man moves right.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and 4. Back to throw, Hall.
He finds his man, complete. That's Chandler. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Throwing here is Hall. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Well, only their first drive, Charles, but they talked to us about needing to convert on 3rd down, in particular not letting 3rd and short opportunities slip through their fingers. Well, they were successful right there.
It also tells you that they're successful on 1st and 2nd down as well to get to 3rd and manageable and make them able to pick up those 1st downs. Now here we are, 1st and goal. They've got to like what they're doing on this drive.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Chandler. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
That second down play nets a -4.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
The kick by Joseph is good, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs.
And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
On the return is Powell.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here, 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Now it's Hall. That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Jefferson has his first catch. He also has a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. Hall to throw it. Pass complete to Addison.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
They'll try the left side. Chandler. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Let's go, man.
2nd and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Chandler. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
That's complete to Chandler on the check down.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
They're going for it. Here's Madison. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Deep in the red zone, seemed like they had their mind made up that was 4-down territory, and now they've got it inside the 5.
I like the way you looked at that because you're thinking just like a play caller and a head coach who gave the play caller that authority. It was 4-down territory. They went for it, picked it up. They didn't get the touchdown, but what a great consolation prize. A new set of
blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Reeves-Maybin from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Now Hall.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that hole, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Hall. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Joseph's got it.
And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Joseph now to kick this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Gone. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Detroit. 63 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, here's Goff.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Josh Reynolds, a 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lions are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point.
He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well, all right? If you're kicking field goals, that's great, but your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get sixes. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia, and trying to erase this deficit.
Now this throw caught left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
You think about the great receivers in the game, what do they have in common? The ability to create separation in their routes. Whether it's a head fake, a sharp cut, selling a different route, the subtle bump, it's a tough skill to teach. And this is well done here to get open.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
After the interception, here's Goff. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches.
Back to throw, Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
On first down, it's Goff.
Reynolds with a catch out on the right side.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Now Goff. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10.
Again, Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports half. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Goff.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give. This is Montgomery.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the 3rd quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Good effort to spin free from that first wave, but they still hit him behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Goff.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Goff.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Now gone.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution, because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same, because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Here's Hall. He lets one go deep for Addison.
And got his man complete. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here's Hall. To the sideline and incomplete.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hall. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Throwing here is Hall.
Dancing to his left. And he's brought down. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the 1st down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
There's Hockenson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
A great play there. There to make the grab.
And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
On first down, Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And that one results in 35 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap for Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Montgomery running right. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The speed of Jordan Hicks on display there as he gets the tackle for loss. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. By the way, you'd be looking at about a 47-yarder from here as they come up on an important 3rd down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Addison hauls it in.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Back to throw, Hall.
His throw incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 2. Now Hall. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hall to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside, but you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space, and that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
They run it with Chandler.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Now it's Hall.
He finds his man, complete. That's Chandler.
Down to the 10.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Ty Chandler.
42 yards.
And the Vikings have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Joseph on for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
2nd and 6.
Goff now looks to throw.
Slant pass. He's got Reynolds.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a first down.
Looking for the out route, and he's got his man. It's Mitchell.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 4.
Out of the gun, Goff. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Goff now looking to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Back to throw, Goff. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Here's 1st down.
Now it's gone.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Let's go, boy. Let's go. Right now. It's showtime, baby. That's what it is, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Looking to throw. Hall. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line.
So here's Goff and the Lions.
Down 20-16, a minute 14 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Goff. 3rd and long coming up defensively. You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now Goff. He's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10.
Goff now to throw. This is caught by Williams. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
He's back to throw.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
4 seconds to go. This is likely it.
One last throw here for Goff. And this is going to be caught. It's caught. And they've won the football game.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, but they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal, because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.